Tales from Fright Town, Part 4, by Breinholdt. When I was young, there was a car crash in the bad part of town. The car had a head-on collision with a truck and flipped. Somehow, the car ignited and only one person survived it. That person was Earl. Earl was stuck inside the car while his wife and son burned alive next to him. This incident is the reason he doesn't like new people, and especially truck drivers. The reason I mentioned this is that Earl gave me a heart attack this morning. I had just entered the store, and it was about 6 in the morning, and I was supposed to take over for Earl, but the store was empty. "Earl!" I yelled. The lights were off, and I couldn't see him anywhere. So naturally, I thought that he had closed the store at some point during the night to get some sleep, but that didn't explain why the door was unlocked. Suddenly, I felt a hand on my back, and I jumped up into the air with a girly scream and yelled something like, "Get off of me, you crazy!" before realizing that it was Earl. "Why are you screaming? I'm trying to get some sleep," he said, annoyed. After I had calmed down, I explained that my shift was about to begin. He said, "Fine, I'm going back to sleep," and then he left for the storage room. "Wait, why are you sleeping here?" I yelled after him. He turned around and said in a sad voice, "After the car accident, I couldn't afford rent, so I moved in here." Then he turned around and closed the storage room door. I kind of felt bad about bringing up that sort of memory, but I quickly forgot about it when the screeches started. "What was that?" I said out loud to myself. I looked around the store to see where the noise had come from, but nothing seemed out of place. I sat down and was just about to forget about it when it happened again. A high-pitched screech. I thought about asking Earl, but he was probably already asleep. It looked like it was something with the lights, because when the screeches came this time, I noticed that the room became a little darker. I pulled the chair over under the lamp and was just about to check it when it happened again, but this time it was a little louder. As the screech got louder, the room also became darker. It was almost as if there weren't any lights on at this point. It was around this point that I realized that it wasn't something happening in the store, but it was coming from outside. After it happened a few more times, where it kept getting louder and darker, I decided to go and check out what it was. I walked outside the store. Nothing looked weird or out of place. It was a perfect day with a blue sky and no clouds in sight. I noticed that the sewer plant root thing hadn't grown back, so I think it was a good call to cut them/it. Suddenly, I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. I looked to my right and I saw fog, but it seemed too thick to be fog. It almost looked like a cloud, but just a few centimeters off the ground. It was moving slowly towards me. Now, that's something new, I thought to myself. I was just about to go back inside when it happened again. The air exploded with a high-pitched sound and the world went completely dark. Just before it happened, I noticed the cloud going dark and shooting a dark lightning bolt up into the sky. It was like a reverse thunderstorm/cloud in every way. After it scared me, I went back inside, and after an hour or two, the reverse thunder stopped. I guess it's just one of the things that happens in the town, similar to the screams that can be heard at night. I guess I haven't told you about them yet. Basically, sometimes at night, around 2 in the morning to be precise, something would start screaming, but not a person. It sounds way too animalistic to be a human. It happens once or twice a month, but it hasn't happened the last few weeks, and I have the same feeling you get when the forest goes completely silent. like something bigger is nearby. Nothing really excited has happened since the reverse thundercloud. That was a week ago, by the way. Martin has gotten more used to the weird things that happened in the kiosk, but he still wants to explore what's underneath the trap door. If you ask me, it's only a matter of time before he climbs down there by himself. I called Claudia about the reverse thundercloud, and she mentioned that she had heard about something similar. They come by the kiosk sometime, just to hang out and hear if something special has happened. Amy, Mark, and Claudia, that is. They usually buy something to drink or eat and sit in the booth by the window and talk, and most of the time I join them. We've become somewhat friends over the past few weeks, and I've learned a little bit more about their lives. They all went to the same school, and after their exams, they decided to travel around the country and find the most messed up place they could. Amy is a short girl with short light brown hair and seems to always be in a somewhat good mood, but it seems like she's hiding something about her. Mark is an okay tall guy, around the same height as me, with short dark brown hair. He also seems to be in a good mood, but he seems a little unsure of himself. Claudia is short, but not as short as Amy. She has brown hair that passes to the shoulders, and as the other two, she seems to be happy and in a good mood. But there's something about her that I can't explain. It's just hard to be sad or mad near her. You know how some people just drain energy from you? Yeah, it's kind of the reverse with her. Okay, well, my break's about to be over, so I have to go now. I'll be back again in a couple of days or when something interesting happens. And before I go, I write these posts when I have the time, for example, when I have a break, so if some of the stories seem short, that's why.